my brother. Shot. Getting shot. We're getting shot. Rolling through outer space with my brother. Shot. We're getting shot. We're getting shot. Rolling through outer space with my brother. 420 people, this is my brain that you can go faster, but you'll go insane. Doing 210s, any trouble can't stay in the lane. Look at you, notice the paper 2 days not.
Okay, that's enough of that. How do I stop that? Stop that! Stop it! Jesus, that's too much. Too much for a Monday. This is probably too much for a Monday for a lot of you, but we are here. Thank you very much for my pre-show. Patrick Melton, if anybody was watching Nobody Likes Onions, that's how you warm things up on a President's Day. It's a President's Day holiday, folks. I don't know what you're doing besides hanging here with me. Maybe you're at work, maybe you're at home, maybe you're at work at home. Sometimes that's what I do. So imagine that. Sometimes I work from home, especially on a day like today. Let me know in the chat what you're doing. This is a interactive show where we talk to you here in the chat. I am your boy, Stevie Lou. This is my show, the Rocky Dennis Radio. I just want to give a shout out to the one and only stuttering John Melendez for giving me the show name. He says that for some reason, Rocky Dennis Radio would be a good fit for me. So he's the nickname master, and I'm just a pawn in these Dabbleverse games. So thank you to John Melendez for knighting me, Rocky Dennis. Also, thank you to the Disco Biscuits. Folks, go to discobiscuits.com. That was my pre-show music there. I don't know if you folks know about the Disco Biscuits, but they are one of my favorite bands in the world. As a matter of fact, they are live on tour right now. Just wrapped up the West Coast leg of their 2024 spring, winter spring tour. They will be coming to a town near you, most likely. And let me see if I could pull up real quick how do I do this here? Okay, give me a sec, folks. Here we go. Let's share this tab instead. Let's see if that worked for me. Great. Look at that. Wonderful. This is the Disco Biscuits tour dates for the near future. They've got the DC area. If you're in the DC metro area. They'll be in Silver Springs, Maryland, March 7th and 8th at the Fillmore in Silver Springs. I'm thinking about taking the trip down there actually for, I think that's either a Thursday, Friday or a Friday, Saturday, 7th and 8th. Actually, I think it's a Thursday, Friday because at the 9th, they're in Pittsburgh, PA at the Octave Cat. No, sorry, that's their opening act. Stage AE is the venue. So they'll be in Pittsburgh, PA, March 9th, March 10th, Charlottesville, Virginia, March 13th, Albany, New York, the 14th in New Haven, Connecticut, the State Theater in Portland, Maine on March 15th, the House of Blues in Massachusetts with Karina Reichman. Actually, it looks like the New Haven, the Portland, and the Boston shows are all featuring Karina Reichman, who is a fantastic bassist. You should check her out. And the 28th, they're going to Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. And then I'll be there in attendance for March 29th at Webster Hall. That is their Revolution in Motion album release show. So, folks, if you're into live music whatsoever, I implore you to go check out the Disco Biscuits. They are probably my biggest musical love. Besides, this other band here, Dongs in a Pile. If we're talking about music, might as well talk about these guys, Dogs in a Pile. I'm wearing the t-shirt right now. I don't know if you see that there. Shout out to the Dogs in a Pile crew. Those are my boys. They're playing up in Woodstock, New York, March 1st and 2nd. Millersville, Pennsylvania, March 8th. Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania, the 9th. Pembroke, Massachusetts. So look, these bands are following their dreams. They're playing all over the country for folks like you. So go check out the discobiscuits.com and dogsinapile.official.com for future tour dates. We're not just going to sit here and go over band tour dates if that's what you folks thought we were going to do. It's not what we're here to do. Here to check in with you. Let's do that real quick, see if we can catch up. Right now, we don't have the super chats going. Super chats are not available just yet. Working on that. What you can do right now is hit the subscribe button. That is free. So please do hit the subscribe button and hit the notifications as well, because I will be going live kind of when I feel like it right now. That's how my schedule works. I hope that's okay for you. I'm going to take this out real quick. Stop screen. I don't know if that was fucking me up. I think that was slowing me down there. We'll get back to some more stuff in a little bit. But yeah, if folks can hit the subscribe button right now, I need about 150 more subscribers and a couple thousand more watch hours. So what you're doing right now, watching me here live, you and I in the chat, me here, you there, this helps. Okay. So keep watching, watch old episodes, put them on when you go to sleep. Folks, I am okay with that. I know there's all this talk about Argentinian pesos. If we want to get into that, we can. But all this talk of Argentinian pesos and working the system, cheating to win. Getting a phone call right now. Dan Filato. I don't think he's watching me live. Dan, let me see what Dan wants. What's up, Dan? I'm on air right now, just so you know. Let me give you a call back, all right? You got it, buddy. Okay. Some people just don't want to deal with this on-air stuff, and I understand that. But shout out to the folks out there behind the scenes, in the trenches, doing good work all their life, like me. So, yeah. Getting back to the Argentinian pesos. If folks want to cheat the system, help me out here. Watch this show when you're not watching the show on a separate tab. Set it up before you go to bed, where you make a playlist where there's a couple of my live episodes back to back, and just hit play on that mother effer and put it on mute. I don't give a fuck. Like, let's just get me there. Okay. So I don't have to beg. Speaking of beg, if you look down there, that is my PayPal. And if you wait for a few seconds here, my Venmo, there it is. My Venmo will be back up there at Stevie Lou 12 on Venmo. As some folks have heard, I'm hurting. I hurt myself today to see if I. All right. That's fucking not what we do here. Not what we do here, folks. What we do is we go to the chat, say hello to my little friend CJ Brown. Ah, shit. Sookie dookie now. Kiki Loco in the house, Lunatics for Life. Folks, I'm not going to read all the chats here. Listen, if you Venmo me during the show, I will read your chats no matter what. Let's start there like that. I will throw that out there. What? Getting strange messages right now asking if all right, let's get yeah, sorry I was starting late there. I wanted to give my friend Patrick Melton the courtesy of a fair finish. Don't want to step on his toes and take some of his viewers away. He does a great show, Pat. I will say, as a matter of fact, I called in this afternoon, this morning, actually. Okay, here's the realist Stevie Lou. That's right. Yes, Stevie Lou is right. You should hit the like button here. BYB is giving me rock hands. Willie Hopscotch is also giving me hardcore hands. Secret Snake says he's going to hit something. Okay, let's see. Here we go. First question of the day. We will answer some questions. I'm usually not going to shy away from too much stuff out here, so let it fly. Flat Cat Jessica. Hello, Jessica, my friend. Stevie, will Bobby be on In Hot Water today? Did he quit? Jessica, you got that news this weekend, I believe, just like I did, from out of the mouth of babes. And I don't mean like hot babes. I mean children, dumb children babes. Ray DeVito just blurts out that Bobby Tamburo is no longer a part of Compound Media because Gino bullied him away. Or I don't know. That's what Ray said. I have not heard any of this whatsoever. As a matter of fact, the last time I was at Compound Media, which was maybe 3 weeks ago or so, stopped by to say hello to Garrett. I'm in Manhattan myself often, so I was in Midtown, popped in, and Bobby was there. So I personally don't stay in close contact with Bobby anymore after we, kind of parted ways after we were on the East Side Dave show together. So he is a pal. He's someone I've worked with closely. We've gone out to, what's that place where Carl Jokes works out in Comedy Cove, the Comedy Cove. Bobby and I have driven out there, I think more than once actually, together, gone on the road to do some comedy, stand-up comedy before. So Bobby's a guy that I've worked with a bunch and I do love. And honestly, he don't want no part of this whole horseshit Dabbleverse, drama verse. He made that very clear to me a very long time ago. So I would even feel awkward contacting him out of the blue, being like, hey, I heard Ray DeVito said that you don't work at Compound no more because of Gino. As a man to another man, that makes me feel weird, and I'm not going to do that. So I'm sure it'll all come out. And as a matter of fact, right, he has that the Dump show anyway. So if he's not on the Dump right now, you could probably go check in on that. All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh my goodness! Right after the Flat Cat chat, we have a banned Flat Cat. We're not going to do that here. It's okay, Jessica. This is a safe space. I do have one moderator here. Balls Deep, as a matter of fact, is my moderator. And unfortunately, I haven't let him know that I was doing a show. I didn't tell him that I'm going live, so I don't think he's here. But we've already spoke. There's not going to be much that gets moderated here. All right, catching up to the opening of the show, it looks like. Let's see. Mexi Food, Stuttering John is a mess, but he's good with names. I mean, I don't know. What's your definition of a mess? I think that's all relative. Maybe you're doing real good with yourself and you're a successful person, and you look at Stuttering John and you say that's a mess. Sure. Maybe you're not doing so hot with yourself. Maybe your life isn't going so great. And you look at someone like Stuttering John and you're like, wow, that's something to strive to be and to achieve that sort of greatness someday. So I think it's all a matter of perspective. That's what I'm here to provide to you folks. It's a show that we're doing it. Rocky Dennis Radio, again, Stuttering John named that. Ditka 89, keep living on a dream. Thank you, Mike Ditka, great coach of the Chicago Bears. Chris Mack, am I hawking concert tickets? No, what I'm doing there is I'm just using their music without their permission, and as a way to maybe try to write that, I'll give them their tour dates, give you folks tour dates. Hold on one second. Got a work thing here. Can we send? Sorry about that, folks. Just sending out a text. Good work. Okay. Here we go. This is wild. Okay. Stevie, is there any truth to the rumor going around that you used to be in Erasure? That's wild because I just got someone else to send me a photo saying that I was in the band Erasure. Okay. I have to give a shout out to Verding Nerds. I'm gonna have to see how I can send this to myself real quick. This is the slow part of the show, folks, but this is where the content's gonna come in. When I have a producer, which I will be accepting applications for producers, you've got to be trustworthy. I'm only taking trustworthy producers. And holy shit, speaking of trustworthy producers and not having my shit together, I have a special guest that said they'd come on. So let me pull up this picture, send my guest the link. You folks are in for a treat. This is the inaugural episode of Rocky Dennis episode. We're kind of all over the place. I've got a lot in store. Okay, so just hold your horses. We actually have some topics. I actually have a whole fucking bunch of show notes here that we'll be going over. I've got some links to play. I'm not going to spend a lot of time today doing this. This was kind of just impromptu, but you're getting an idea of what you're going to have on your plate anytime you come to the Rocky Dennis Radio Diner, let's say. We'll have some interaction with the chat. We're going to be going over some movies because I love cinema. I do. We'll go over the whatever's going on in the universes that we all love dearly. Okay, so I got the link out. Folks, just bear with me one sec here. Because apparently I am being accused of being in a band called Erasure, and I have proof right now to show. Okay. Folks are claiming that. Yeah, here we go. All right. Now, if you could see in the back there, not the foreground, the background, this gentleman here with, the hair looks like it's starting to go already. So I remember those days. Oh, I do. Now, do you folks, let's see if I can, is there a way? Okay. You can see that guy there and then me here. Maybe if I make the face a little. I gotta open my eyes a little more. His eyes are open. Okay. I don't think that's me. I actually don't think that's me now that we've all checked. Danny says the Gorilla Biscuits are way better. Disagree. Not a bad band though. Different vibe completely. Okay. Teddy wants to know, are you going to Philly in August for Green Day, Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins, Linda Linda's, Hella Mega Tour? They're playing Citizen Bank Park where the Phillies play. Ted E., I can proudly say that I've seen Green Day, Rancid, Smashing Pumpkins. I've never seen the Linda Lindas, but I've seen those 3 bands in their prime. And I will possibly be heading down to Philadelphia for a show this summer, but that will be the 40th anniversary of Chocolate and Cheese being played at the Mann Center by Ween. Speaking of the Man, here he is, folks. Let's get him in here. Daniel Bobo Curlin, how the heck are you, buddy? Do you hear me loud and clear?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, Stevie. Are you able to hear me with this little earpiece thing I have now?
Yeah, it actually sounds remarkably high tech, which is cool. So thank you very much for joining me, Daniel. How is your President's Day going so far?
Well, so far, getting my little spread ready for the Daytona 500. Got rained out yesterday, so I didn't have to worry about any spoilers when I got on social media because I had it recording because it was on at the same time as that outdoor game in the Meadowlands. But I got.
Wait! This outdoor game in the Meadowlands, Daniel. The football season's over. I don't know. You weren't. Oh wow! I feel terrible.
I was talking about a hockey game. They built
at the Meadowlands.
They built a temporary ring in the middle of the football field.
Now that sounds like some sort of classic situation. That sounds really like it's almost like in the winter.
Yeah, the Winter Classic, but that's
okay.
Yeah, but that's the outdoor game the NHL does on New Year's Day. That's not to be confused. The ones that the rest of the ones they have during the year. They do like.
All right, so you went out to.
This one with the ones outside of the New Year's Day one is called the Stadium Series.
Gotcha. Now, I got to ask you, you went out to New Jersey to see a hockey game. I didn't realize you're a big New Jersey Devils fan.
No. The matchup was the Rangers versus Islanders, and I'm a Rangers fan.
Gotcha. So you went to New Jersey to see the Long Islanders versus the New York Rangers. Daniel, are you sure you were at a hockey game yesterday? I'm starting to really think that there are some holes in this story. And were you out murdering women with Ray DeVito on I-80 yesterday? And this is some sort of elaborate.
Nope. I was at a hockey game at MetLife Stadium.
Oh my
and
God.
I was in a huge crowd of about 80,000.
All right. I'm getting some information into my news desk here. They're saying that Ray DeVito was the cause of Dale Earnhart's fatal crash. Now, that's a spoiler alert, Bo. I don't know if you've gotten that news yet, but
for one thing,
there was an accident at Daytona.
That happened in 2001, and that was not him. That was I think, and I remember all the things on the news.
Wait a second. You're saying that wasn't the real Dale Earnhardt in the car that day? That wasn't him, and that there was some sort of conspiracy?
No, that wasn't Ray DeVito. That was some kind of faulty of the seatbelt company, and that autopsy report happened in a. This was from the autopsy report back in 2001 when that race happened. I watched that race on TV when it happened. And
now let's go back. Sorry, Bo, let me stop you here. Let's get back to the autopsy report. Now you told me that you've poured over this autopsy report. You've read it back and forth a couple times. You said it actually at one point you had it memorized.
I didn't remember it. I'm telling you what I saw on the news.
Okay. All right.
Right when I was on, I read various news. I was looking at various news sites when that thing happened. As a matter of fact, back when that race happened, because they had to end the broadcast, they didn't have an update on what happened with Dale Earnhardt after that crash. They were still trying to get get their information because he was unconscious
Right.
when that
Yeah.
thing
That
happened.
was a
They didn't
weird
know what
time when you
happened.
think
So
about it. Yeah, it was. This was
yeah,
before
so after
9/11,
that
right?
race, after that race happened, because the broadcast ended before they really had any updates. I
Right.
had to go on NASCAR.com. I had to go on my computer. This was
Jeez.
this was like maybe I was visiting relatives in Long Island that time. I had to go. This is like the early days of high speed internet.
Right.
Remember those early days, Roadrunner,
Right.
whatever it was
Well,
called
I
back
heard
then.
also that originally there was rumors that they believe the Saudis were responsible for Dale Earnhardt's death. That they were the real. They financed it. They said.
I don't
When you think
recall
about it,
anything.
Bobo, like when you think about it, when you're like back there in 2001, young Bobo listening to Opie and Anthony, I'm sure, did you think to yourself when
I was 19 years old
Dale
then.
Earnhardt died that day, were you like, you know what, this has got to be the worst thing that's going to happen in 2001? I know in my heart.
I didn't think the worst thing, but I said this had to be one of the biggest sports tragedies of the 21st century when it happened. That was like that's a crash you didn't think was going to be as fatal, because I've seen worse crashes than that, and that same driver has gone through worse crashes than that in his career. And I was like, I was shocked. Like I knew something was up when he didn't come out of the car out of his own power. When I watch a race and I see these crashes happen, the first thing you want, you're holding your breath. You're hoping to see the guy come out of the car on his own.
Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, listen, I get that you were on NASCAR.com and you were there, but a lot of people are just apparently adamant that it was Ray DeVito's fault. So I can't really get heads or tails out of this. Bobo, maybe let's roll out of the sports talk, NASCAR talk, NASCAR talk. And let's give a plug to your sports show, because I feel like you'll be going over the sports at some point this week. What happened this weekend? I don't want to take away from what you do, so please plug that show.
All right, no problem. I co-host Best Seat in the House podcast with my close friend Robert Kramer, who's still.
Where can we see that show? Where is that available?
You could see that on the show's YouTube. You also have we also have a Patreon page. Where we have Patreon exclusive content uploaded on there, and you guys get, and you Patreon subscribers, as a little bonus I decided to come up with for the show's Patreon account. Patreon subscribers get early access to my YouTube videos a week early.
That's your own personal private YouTube videos that you create at home.
Yep, exactly. I decided to give Patreon subscribers early access.
Ooh, maybe you can give them some access to some other stuff, if you know what I'm saying too. You know, you do know.
I don't know about that.
Shit.
Maybe
Sorry, Bo.
Stuff, but only in states where cannabis is legal.
Hi-yo. Can you folks at home see this here? Can they see? Yes, there we go. That is the wonderful, beautiful Daniel Curlin and Robert Kramer, another spectacular, talented individual from the tri-state area. These guys will be giving you, just for $5 a month, folks, please go out to Best Seat in the House podcast and spend $5 on a membership. It goes to some real good, hardworking dudes. Let's get us back in here. Bo, we're jumping out of the sports talk again, because that's where you do that. And let's talk some movies. Are you okay with that? Do you have a few minutes?
Yep, I do. I have a few minutes with movies.
Oh, wow. Look at this. This may be the last thing. Oh, my God. Now they're saying that Tony Stewart. Was it Tony Stewart? Did something happen to Tony Stewart?
No, he wasn't even involved in that crash. He crashed earlier in that.
Okay, all right, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm getting bad info here. Let's jump back out of that. Okay. Bo, the other day, at this point, it's been a few weeks actually, but you and I went to the movies.
Yep, exactly. We saw Godzilla minus zero.
I think it's -1.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes, -1. I get
-1 minus
that.
color. It was a tricky title because not only did we see Godzilla -1, we saw Godzilla -1 minus color. So we saw a special black and white edition of the film, right? Or was
Yeah.
I just so high that I saw in black and white? Because I've had that before where I've smoked so
No,
much.
no, 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 we saw that movie. It was in black and white, and
Good.
I gotta say something about black and white photography. I just feel black and white photography has a unique look to it, like just video and just film photos. Just I feel certain things get I don't know. I gotta say like in the photos really get highlighted in black and white.
Yeah.
I
Yeah, there's like a
yeah,
rawness to the thing, especially like we're dealing with special effects because as I understand it, they're using computer images to make that giant lizard. I got I got nervous, a little sweaty at first because I was like, "Holy fuck, where do they find a giant lizard like that for this production?" But
well, what I do know is that to this to this day, and they've perfected this filming technique that dates way back to the original Godzilla movie. I think they use some CGI, but they get these guys in suits and they use a thing called forced perspective. You know, where you make the sets smaller than the guy in the suit.
so
You
I
make
gotta say,
make the body make
midway through the Godzilla movie, again, I'm just high to the bejesus and back. And Bobo reaches over to me and he goes, "So what they're doing here is a forced perspective on this camera angle, and it provides a illusion of enormous size." And I was like, "What the fuck is this? Martin Scorsese sitting next to me? Like I have a film
well,
genius next to me." So
well,
Bobo, you
well,
are correct. That is something that the original Godzilla relied heavily on. Now we're going back to the 1950s, the Toho
yeah.
film company from Japan, which coincidentally was the same production company that made this modern day Godzilla, which I think is just a brilliant little loop
Yeah,
here that we got going, right?
yeah, exactly. It was just brilliant the way they and the way they utilized the music from the original.
Very true. Yes, without spoiling too much.
Yeah, yeah, they
They
just
use the musical themes, the trumpets, the orchestral trumpets, and
yeah, and I just feel the movie really had the tone of the original, the way how the origins of what created the Godzilla.
well, so I think that it really, went far and beyond the originals. And really
Yeah,
what they did is
exactly.
they used the source material, but they were picking
Like
some like they were using like some Spielberg techniques, I felt. I thought
yeah,
they had a
exactly.
heavy Jaws vibe. But no,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I heard the director kind of put a little homage to Jaws, like the way they're. I'm not going to spoil it, but in a scene when they're, the way they're, the final confrontation with Godzilla was reminiscent of that confrontation in Jaws.
Well, I would say the middle confrontation, the first when they're on the small boat when they're running the distraction. I don't want to again get too much into it, but
But yeah, I just feel like they really. I think like the first Godzilla kind of harkened of something that was created during World War II, and this movie they really took it and they created the setting of a post-war Japan.
right, it's not a World War II, it's a post World War II film, but you're absolutely right. You're not far off. Yeah, shit, I kind of lost my train of thought. I don't know what happened there. I just kind of had an idea, but lost it. But yeah. Oh boy, pardon me. Brings me up to up to speed where I went yesterday to go see a film, and I know you haven't seen it yet. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. So if
No, eventually I'm going to get to see it, whether it's in
well,
a
no, I didn't
theater
tell you which
or.
one the film was yet. I went and saw Bob Marley, One Love. and sorry, I just took a dab.
That's okay. That's okay.
So, Bob Marley's movie One Love tells the life story of the famous musician Bob Marley. Bo, do you know anything about Bob Marley?
I know he was a guy that they refer to as the father of reggae. He was like the first reggae singer to really have international success.
Right.
Also,
I'm
one of
glad you
his
said
songs.
that he's not the
What,
first reggae singer ever, but he is the first to achieve, massive worldwide success. So,
yep, and his and one of the and if you don't know, if you're not familiar with him, you probably have seen these commercials for Jamaica tourism, and you've heard that song One Love. That was one of his songs. You probably know. You probably know. You probably have heard his voice if you've seen those commercials for Jamaica tourism, because that song is used in the commercials. As a matter of fact, my mom didn't realize that song was by from Bob Marley until she saw the trailer for that movie. And I
man,
said,
I
"Mom,
just got to say, doing dabs during a show is a bad idea. I don't know what this guy Mersh was thinking. I can see how someone would go female cop, female cop, female cop after doing that, because I am fucking brilliant." But yes, Bob, I just called you Bob. You're Bobo. That's Bob Marley over there at the movie that we're talking about. Bo, yes, Bob Marley was a famous reggae musician. I don't want to spoil too much with what happens to him, but let's just say he's not playing Radio City Music Hall next week.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
catch my drift.
that part we do know the story. We do know that he passed away.
Cool. So yeah, biggest takeaway from the Bob Marley movie was that they don't stop smoking cannabis the entire film. The entire film. Like, I honestly think there is a chance that every single scene from start to finish contains someone burning cannabis, marijuana. Can you believe that? I mean,
Yeah, I think we might be seeing the unofficial sequel to Reefer Madness.
more or less, that's what the Bob Marley One Love movie is. Now, you know me. I happen to be also a big time Rastafari.
Yep,
So
exactly.
I'm sitting there and I'm like itching the whole movie, like, there's another one, because it's literally just nonstop the whole film. So I wish like I could put together like a screening of One Love where you were allowed to also smoke along, because I'll tell you, folks, this is absolutely a very vibed out, get high and watch this one. I mean, that's kind of like all movies for me, to be honest, but this one more specifically, go get nice and dubed up if it's legal where you are and it's okay and you don't have a problem with it. Go check out that film, One Love. Very, very cool. Deadfool checking in. He said he thought that Bob Marley was a comedian from Maine.
I think there's a comedian with that name, but the way he would always refer to himself as comic Bob Marley.
I'm so glad that you knew that.
Because I remember all the advertisements, because I get emails from comedy clubs, because of every comedy club I've been to, I'm on their email list that I put tickets from.
But yeah, let's go back real quick about One Love. I really enjoyed the way that they used Bob Marley's actual voice, like when they had the actor singing in studio on stage. From what I could see, it appeared that they had like access to some raw sound archival recordings that they were able to blend.
Yes, probably why they were probably doing that is because the actor probably did a good job of playing the role of Bob Marley, but probably his singing wasn't really
Right.
like on
Yeah,
par.
and like I wouldn't be
with the
surprised if he
role. So
probably could sing close to it, but he is such an iconic and
yeah,
distinct
yeah, exactly.
sound that it's impossible to hit. And also the Bob Marley family was like his wife, I believe, was like one of the main producers on the film. The one of his sons gives an introduction to the film, which I thought was really cool. It's cool that that they get access to a lot of stuff that maybe other autobiographers couldn't get access to. But also, I get a little worried that when the family has control of the story, that you may not totally get a lot of the true story, and they want to push certain narratives.
Yeah,
So it's something I kept in mind throughout watching the
yeah,
film, and I
yeah,
don't
I
want to
get
spoil it
that.
at all.
Yeah,
But
it's kind of a double-edged sword, because I've seen these biographical films, and I just always joke every time one of these comes out. I say, like, watch, they just really over exaggerated the story and just put things that had never even
well,
happened.
it's funny you say that because there was the film The Iron Claw that you and I, funny enough, were trying to go see, and schedules couldn't get it together, and I ended up going to see it. And what I understand is that The Iron Claw, that story, they actually de-exaggerated the story. Like their life, the Von Erichs, was so even worse that they didn't have enough time to fit it into the movie. So they took another brother that died out of the story completely. So one way or another, you're not always getting the full picture when it comes to a biopic. Biopic, they call that. Yeah, that's the word
Yeah,
that they're
exactly.
using, the flash word. But I will say, man, like some cool things that were done with, again, spoiler free. Jamaica, just like you said, those classic commercials. Jamaica is beautiful. So they did get some really cool, like bird's eye view shots of like the hills of Jamaica, the beautiful beaches in Jamaica. It's something to behold. If you've never been, I would suggest folks visiting Jamaica at least once in your life. It's usually not too expensive to get down there. Maybe Bobo and I'll take a Jamaica trip one day. What do you say?
Yeah, that'd be nice for one day to go to Jamaica and not have to take the E train.
Bobo crushing it. Boom, boom, boom. Holy shit. Carlos Danger checking in. My buddy saying that Kevin Brennan is the Fritz von Erich of the Hackverse. So it is, there is something to be said there, that he, was the one who's kind of running things, and Ray is Carrie, Kevin, Von Erich, etc. This is a major development here. Okay, yeah, I guess they're saying that the guy's name is Robert Marley, the comedian Robert Marley.
Yeah, I guess now he goes. I guess now he goes by Robert Marley, because all
To
those
avoid the
advertisements.
confusion.
Yeah, because all those advertisements, I remember I used to say comic Bob Marley on all those comedy club advertisements I got in my emails.
All right, now it looks like Kinky Loco is saying that Stuttering John is trashing you live right now. Should we maybe go to that? Let's see, YouTube. Do you know Stuttering John, Bobo?
Yeah, I know him. Dating back to my uncle, my uncle Mike, always free. He used to always listen to Howard Stern. Plus, I remember my school bus driver when I was in when I was in elementary school. My last couple of years of elementary school, the bus driver.
This is what Kevin Brennan does. Not paying them. That's right. With his wallet. So he knows that he can manipulate Ray and Stevie.
Oh, Jesus, he's talking shit.
By not paying them, telling them to not do my show.
Sorry, thought I had this up here. Oops.
This is what Kevin Brennan does. This is his tactics of war. This shirt is really getting a reflection in the white.
Looks kind of cool, kind of annoying. But anyway, this is what Kevin Brennan does. So now, how could he be a dickhead to me? Well, he's gonna fuck
All
with
right.
my money.
I don't know if we
And
should
yes,
be
I said
sniping
my
this necessarily if we don't have anything to say. We're just kind
And
of
I do
watching.
fucking 5.5
John.
hours on 2 shows.
All right. You know what? I appreciate John. I think really probably has my best interests.
Yeah, that's what
You
it
know,
is.
I'm sure it's what
He
it is.
probably just it's probably giving the vibe of a concerned relative.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that. Thank you. Thanks, Bo.
Yeah,
I need more friends like you around. You know that? Because I had other people that said they were friends, and
yeah, exactly. I
Jesus Christ.
kind of get that vibe because I know. I mean, I've seen it myself. I know what it sounds like when a relative is talking to you. Concerned. I know.
Right.
I know what that sounds like. So that's what I'm getting the vibe from.
Speaking of like concerned relative, I did speak to Ski Mask this weekend. I gave the guy in the pink ski mask a call. I will say that more than one person reached out to me and said, "Hey, you should probably reach out to Ski Mask," which I do appreciate folks, also expressing their concern, because I was concerned, and sometimes you need someone else to kind of like give you a little bit more of an eye opener and say, "Hey, check in on your guy." And I did speak with them, and I feel like we talked some things out. We're able to maybe apologize for some missteps on both of our parts, and I think we're good at this time right now. And I honestly, bottom line, and I said this on air, and I said it to him personally. I said, "Hey, I really think that you need to focus on trying to get better, and taking whatever steps you need to get better is really the number one priority for you right now. And like, don't be too proud to try to get help, extreme help even. That's basically where we're at right there. I didn't want to really like encourage and goad him while he was experiencing some major issues. So I tried to kind of lay low. I did get into a little bit of a back and forth with him on Twitter that one day, and I did mention where he works, which was fucked up, and I apologize for that. And I did also believe that that's something that he said on air before. It's not something that he told me in confidence. So nonetheless, it's not a good move and a bad move on my part, and I apologize for that. So I'll just get that out of the way. But thank you, Bo. Let's get into one more film or something really quick that I was also watching last night. Bobo, have you ever heard of a flick called The One-Armed Boxer?
This one I haven't heard. I'm gonna have to look this one up because I'm probably gonna be a nice little weekend movie at my household. Grab it.
I would absolutely suggest this one. It is on Tubi as well. I don't know if you have Tubi.
I have a Tubi account, so I'm probably gonna. I could probably queue that up and access that off my PS4. Yes, I'm saying PS4. I don't have a PS5 yet because the price is ridiculously too high. It's gotten insane how high video games has these days, hasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not a big video game guy, to be honest.
But yeah, I
just play this trailer.
I made the joke that I said GTA 6 is going to cost $100.
All right, that's a pretty good joke. It's a pretty good joke, Bo. Yeah. All right, One-Armed Boxer. It's a 1972 Hong Kong martial arts kung fu flick. I honestly
can't wait to watch this. This is going to feel like back in the 90s. I got introduced to a lot of great Hong Kong action flicks and a lot of great Hong Kong action stars. No, so like Jackie Chan, Bruce Lee, Jet Li, Raymond Raymond Crowe. I remember this woman named, her name was I forgot her name, was Michelle something. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
Yeah, this one is this guy Jimmy Wang Yu, who I don't. That sounds like a.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Oh yeah, him. I've seen a couple of his movies also. As a
but
matter of
Jimmy
fact,
Wang Yu, that sounds like a joke. Like, is someone playing a practical joke
you
on
might
me?
recognize, if you like love comedies, you might recognize the name from a movie. Remember this parody film called Kung Pao Enter the Fist, where
Yes.
the guy who produced the film superimposed himself onto the film and turned it into a comedy and made, exaggerated the dubbing and stuff. That movie that he used to make Kung Pao Enter the Fist was a film that featured Jimmy Wang Yu.
That's amazing.
And he photoshopped, he superimposed himself in Jimmy Wang Yu's place into the film using green screen technology.
Hold on one sec, Bo. I just realized I was not plugged in here. Might be losing the folks at home. Give me a sec. All right. Yes, thank you, Bo. So yeah, one arm boxer. It's great. It's about these two rival schools, and one of them is the bad school, the other is a good school. The bad school comes and beats the shit out of the good school, and then this one guy loses his arm and he goes back on revenge. Nonstop action.
Yep,
Fucking beautiful shot.
Yep. This is gonna be old school Saturday night in Woodside, grabbing some pizza and some soda for the pizza place, and maybe some bodega snacks. gotta go with the bodega snacks.
Troma did it first with the ferocious female freedom fighters. It's alliteration right there. Thank you, Carlos. Now, Bo, I also got a chance to see the first screening of a action film that I had a part in. Not acting. I was part of the special effects, some of the stunt work.
Wow,
that
pretty
day. We have a short action film called Portrait of a Payback, starring my good buddy Dwayne Steeler. This is a Troma alum. It's not a Troma production, but it might as well have been, because everyone who was on set that day had worked on a Troma film or project. So really looking forward to it. Basically, the director was over. We went and saw the Bob Marley film together yesterday, and then he got his version with the special effects. The visual special effects, computer generated stuff had been sent back to him for the first time, so we got to watch a sneak preview of that.
Oh, wow.
And it's looking in fucking incredible. It's absolutely the best looking thing I've been a part of thus far that'll have been released. I've got that, and I've got this other film called Bring on the Damned, which is a Troma film that's coming out this spring. I was told now we have a spring released date on Bring on the Damned. These are two films that I've, spent a lot of time helping put together and executing as well. So,
and definitely, and hopefully soon we'll get the Blu-ray of Shitstorm.
That's right. Shakespeare's Shitstorm is again something that's been delayed for a long time. But I've been told going to be out any day now.
Exactly. And I'll be sure to get my copy from every person in that movie I could track down to autograph the cover of it.
There we go. Here we go. It looks like Soren Ringholm checking in, says one arm boxer. Thought it was Rick Allen from Def Leppard documentary. Bo?
That's funny.
That's fucking pretty good, Bo. That's a pretty good one.
Well, yeah, I like that. Fuck yeah, fucking home run.
Carlos Danger checking in. Soviet Skunk, did you ever play River City Ransom? Yeah. Okay, wasn't bad. I was more of a Double Dragon guy personally. River City had too much talking. Bo, thoughts?
I don't think I've ever heard of that game, River City Dragon.
What about this one?
Battletoads I heard of. that one took. Oof,
Yeah, it's a
I think that
tough one.
that one took years to finally beat. It took
Yeah.
years. As a matter of fact, speaking of games I finally beat, it wasn't until years later, and this is probably also thanks to some some videos, some how-to videos on YouTube.
Oh, look at that.
I finally beat the NES Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles video game. Remember that game on the NES?
Absolutely, Bo.
It took
Hold on,
a
let's
video
see.
on YouTube for me to finally figure out how to beat that game.
What was it? The water stage always had you. Look at that.
Actually, the water stage eventually I got, but there was just so many stages that.
Now,
that
I do not have a copy of River City Ransom, but
yeah,
I do have a copy of we got Freshy Fresh
Battletoads.
of Battletoads I got,
Yep.
and then I also got a Freshy Fresh of
Ooh,
the
yeah,
Ninja
that's
Turtles,
a classic. That was
the one that you were
that,
just talking
that,
about. So
that was one of the first NES games I really owned that wasn't a game that I was playing my cousin's
and then
copy.
I don't know if you've seen this, Bo. I don't think I've showed this to you or not, but this is a shitstorm prop. This is an
Wow.
authentic Dookie from
Wow.
Shakespeare Shitstorm. But I want to show you something.
Wow.
This is signed by Lloyd Kaufman.
Wow.
This is a piece of shit. And then on the other side, look at this. It says Toxie. Oh, it's upside down. It says Toxie loves Steven. Wow,
that is
so I have
really cool that you have that prop. By the way, when I got to like everyone else, we watched that online screening that was just shared amongst people involved in the film. I invited my mom to join me for the screening. We were very discreet about having seen the movie. And what I did, she hadn't seen the film yet. I thought it was funny to my sister. Well, my sister made the chili using my mother's chili recipe. We ate chili while watching the film, and I think you get why I thought that was funny to have my chili.
Jeez.
To have us eat chili while watching that movie. Trust me. There's a reason why. You watch the movie that was titled Shitstorm, and then after watch the movie, you have a shitstorm on the toilet.
Yep, they got it. I just wanted to say thank you very much to Dead Fool for your very generous check-in over here. I promise I will take Bobo out and maybe a Coca-Cola and a hot dog on the house, Bo. So thank you very much for Dead Fool checking in. Say thank you to Dead Fool, Bo.
That's literally what I had at the game yesterday.
The hot dog and a soda. Yep.
Foot long and a Mountain Dew, because
that was pretty great. You just went foot, like who else says foot? Anyway, Bo.
But yeah, I have foot long and a Mountain Dew because MetLife Stadium has a deal with the Pepsi company, so they have Pepsi products there. Same thing with the Madison Square Garden, and they have a deal with Pepsi.
I got to bring this up here real quick, Bobo. Soren Ringholm checked in and said
City Field has a deal with Coke.
Yeah. All right, real quick.
Deal with Coke.
Hold that thought. Soren Ringholm checking in saying, so if I count correctly, that'll be 3 pieces of shit on my screen. Did you see how he really slammed us real good on that one? But Chris Mack is checking in and says, Chris Mack says, take him to a baseball game, Stevie. Bobo, have we ever gone to a baseball game before?
Oh yeah, we've gone many times over the years, and believe me, there'll be plenty during this upcoming season, which is almost like this time gone by quick, almost freaking a month away.
Yeah, I mean, we've gone up to Boston together to see a
Yep,
baseball
exactly.
game for crime's
Yep,
sake.
exactly. We, we went to, maybe technically for you it was a home game, but for me it was a road game.
Got me there. Bo, we don't have a lot of time left here. And thanks again, folks, for checking in. Please do hit that subscribe button. That really helps right now. Need a couple more of you folks to subscribe and join the team, and then we'll be all lunatics, Lunation, doing the subscriber-based mode system. But until then, just come along for the free ride. I appreciate it. Thanks to DC for checking in. Dead Fool. Bo. Now, this is called Rocky Dennis Radio because that's what Stuttering John just said I should call it. I don't know. Can we see? Yeah, I guess I look like, there we go. Rocky Dennis Radio.
Hold on. My mom needs the thermostat needs to be adjusted for a second. I'll be back.
Okay, I'll take you out. I'll take him out there. Okay. Bo will be back with us in a few brief. Got some thermostat adjustments. In the meantime, though, I can pull up this link here. I wanted to show you folks. I found something online before I went live with Rocky Dennis Radio. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't stealing Rocky Dennis Radio from anybody else. So I was searching and I found a band. Fuck, I had them. Where the hell did it go? Called Rocky Dennis Picture Show. So I want to pull you guys up this band called Rocky Dennis Picture Show, and let me know what you think about that. Let's get Bo back in here. Bo, I got some music we're going to check out real quick. I want to see what we think of this. All right, give me one moment here. Rocky Dennis Picture Show.
Sounds like that in between stations on a radio. When you're in between radio stations, you hear that weird muffled noise.
Yeah. Maybe it's going to start soon. This is 8 minutes long? Holy smokes. All right, I'm going to fast forward.
This is 8 minutes long.
Oh, God, now it's just kind of silent. It sounds like someone's beating on garbage cans now.
To the abortion clinic where you belong.
What?
Oh my God.
The power of Ray compels you. The power of Ray compels. The music is still going right now. I didn't pause it. This is still the song is going right now. I'm gonna fast forward. Now it sounds like they're playing things backwards, inexplicably.
What is it? Did they just take a song?
It sounds like someone's got a bass now. At least they have instruments. Sounds like they do have a bass.
Did they sound like we're not gonna make a song and have if you play it back.
All right, hold on. That's gonna drive people absolutely insane, I think. So if you're into the Rocky Dennis Picture Show, that's their song, the Dr. Jim Hands Part 1. That's only Part 1. Dang lizards, that's only Part 1. There is a Part 2 apparently.
I'm just laughing at this joke. Like I just feel like this sounds like we're not just gonna make a song with the conspiracy if you play it backwards. We're gonna make the song backwards. We're just gonna make the song the message that you hear if you play it backwards.
Yeah, man. That's what you hear before you die, apparently. All right, I got something much better. I got a palate cleanser here for us. I'm going to put on some real music, okay? I found something much more. Hold on, let me take this down and then put this one
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, catch your breath, Bo. Catch your breath if you can. I feel like you got kind of overwhelmed there, which is great.
No, I was just laughing.
Hold on. Okay. This is some real shit right here. Oh, shit. I messed that up. God damn it. Share screen. Here we go. Okay. Now, this is a real mamma jamma. Okay. Now, this is Reg Blore. Do you know Reg Blore by any chance?
Never heard of him, but I probably will after.
I do believe it's a her. Okay. I know you can't tell 100% just yet, but I do believe Reg Blore is a she. We're going to find out right now. Let's go.
Oh, that is some talent right there. Like,
Maybe this is like the intro. Maybe this is just the intro. Whoa.
Yeah, fuck yeah! Bobo heavy, only the devil can lift it. Yeah, got Yeah, she in a band playing anywhere? Because I gotta buy my ticket to see her live.
All right. Holy shit. Okay.
Holy shit.
It looks like we lost our entire audience. It looks like our entire audience is no longer with us. Holy shit. Why do you think that is?
I have no idea that they got distracted by the music, but I
thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I said it's pretty good. Like, buy tickets to see if she's in a band. Buy tickets to see that band live.
All right, I could probably arrange that. Because I actually know Reg Blore. Reg Blore is a close friend of mine, and we actually go way back. And
oh wow,
just remarkable talent. To see that live in concert, I'm not kidding, for 45 minutes straight. I'm not kidding, for sometimes an hour, but usually just 45 minutes straight, where occasionally they'll take breaks. And like, that's like where one song ends. It's just, talk about some really hardcore buckle up stuff. But Reg Blore is someone.
Wow,
look at that. Yeah, Soren is jumping in here. Rocky Dennis Picture Show claim they are on the same record label as the Disco Bacon. No, I did not claim that. I just said that I used their music in the beginning. So I try to give them a little plug-a-rooski. But if your boy Will Yip was the engineer on Otherwise Law-Abiding Citizens, that's one of my favorite albums. So awesome. Folks, I think we've basically run out of time, run out of steam. Yeah, Bo, do your plugs one more time for us. Why not?
Sure, you can every Thursday co-host with my friend Robert Kramer. We upload the show on on the show's YouTube account. We also run a Patreon, $5, got Patreon exclusive content and early access to my YouTube videos as well. And as you saw, and as all of you who watched the football season, during football season we did post game wrap ups for both the local teams, and we did post game wrap ups for the playoffs and Super Bowl also.
Beautiful. I love it, Bo. You are a national treasure. I think enough folks know that, and hope you'll be streaming forever and ever. You always have a home here to jump on with me here at Rocky Dennis Radio. I think we'll be doing a lot more of this down the line. Folks, hit the like button before you go. That'll help us just get something going. Okay, apparently Mojo Buffalo says there's only 15 people watching. And they haven't hit the like button. So just do that for us. And we'll be streaming more. We'll be doing more. I think video game talk is an interesting topic. I think movie talk is fun. Like today.
And I got to talk. Even commenting from these old shorts. I really recommend you take a look at this old short titled
I will.
Will you be here tomorrow?
Okay.
This is a safety film, an industrial safety film. If it was directed by a horror film director, trust me, take a look at this film.
That sounds amazing. Film. Sounds amazing. Let's see. Let's find something to play them out to that's not the Rocky Dennis picture show. What do we got? All right, let's see if I can find something here. Okay, I think I got something for you. And hopefully this don't get me struck, but it probably. Oh yeah, that's definitely going to get me struck. All right, we're not going to do nothing. We're just going to take off. Bo, I'll talk to you soon, pal. Ladies and gentlemen, This has been Stevie, Lou, and Rocky Dennis Radio. Let's kick this.